How to immediately start overcoming your fear of failure. Alright, check it out. This is real, and this is something everybody deals with. I was flying back from New York City last night, and I put something out on social media asking people what's the +1 greatest obstacle holding them back from creating the life they want or living life the way they want to. And 90+% of people said it was either fear of failure or their response in some other way implied fear of failure and what people were going to think of them and what would happen if they tried and it didn't work. So here's the deal. Here's the #1 best way to overcome your fear of failure. Just do it. Like, just fail. Just whatever it is you're afraid to do something in that direction and just screw it up on purpose. Don't make it costly, but if that's what you have to do to just get it out of the way, then do it. Because here's what happens. Once you screw up and your worst fear is realized, you suddenly have this sense of carelessness that comes with that. Because now all of a sudden you're like, well, heck, I screwed everything else up. Well, what's it matter now? I mean, I have a friend who is a public speaker, and something she used to do when she would speak in colleges is she would get up on stage, and as she's walking up the steps, getting at her final foot onto the stage, she would intentionally trip, and she would go face down right on the stage, and she would just lay there. She would just lay there for like 20 or 30 seconds, and you can see the people in the audience gasping when she hits the floor, and it like echoes because it's hollow under the stage, and people are sitting there just like looking at each other, and they're going, God, is she dead? Like, is she unconscious? And then she would get up, and she actually had a lesson about it, about getting back up, but she shocked people. And you see, like, if you're in public speaking, this is a great example. If you want to get into it, people are so afraid, what will people think of me on stage? If you just screw it up on the front end, you don't care as much anymore. And it's that way with anything in life. I'm not telling you to intentionally make an expensive or costly mistake with your money or with your relationships. It's okay to fail on something small in the direction of where you're trying to go. Because once you get that out of the way, again, there's a sense of carelessness that comes once your worst fear is realized to you. All right, now, I really first started learning about this when I woke up in that ditch, burned and bloody in Afghanistan after that suicide bomber exploded 3 feet away from me about 10 years ago. And I didn't ask the question, where am I going when I die? I'd already dealt with that, but here's what I did ask. It was, what did I do with my life that mattered, and what did I do for other people? Those were the questions I was asking on what I thought was my deathbed. And here's the deal. The most terrifying experience I've ever had was that one. Because I had this intense sense of regret and remorse that I didn't do more with my life, that I let fear hold me back, that there was more I could have done, there were more opportunities I could have enjoyed, there's more money I could have made, there were more relationships and friendships I could have had with people, there were more business opportunities and communities I could have been a part of. There was this whole other life I realized that was out there that I could have enjoyed if I wasn't so dang scared to step out and try something, and oh, by the way, maybe it wouldn't work 9 times out of 10, but what about the one time it did? And the friendships that came with that, and the business opportunities that came with that. When I thought it was the end of my life, I regretted it. Because there was so much more I knew I could have done if I hadn't just been held back by the fear of trying, but not trying because I was afraid of failing. Look, you will regret your life. Talk to any old person who didn't really do what they wanted to do with their life. If they wish there was more, they would go back and do it again. But the thing is that the clock is against them. They can't do it. All right? So look, whether it's public speaking, whether it's a business, whether it's a relationship, guys, whether it's asking out that hot lady who's single and you like her, go ask the question. If she says no, great. All right, fine. Now you've got that out of the way, and you're going to feel a lot better for the next beautiful woman you approach and you ask out on a date. All right? Then this goes for men and women in every situation. All right? Oh, by the way, I've got a couple notes here because traumatic brain injury, I got memory issues. But by the way, it's not wrong to use notes. If that's what you have to do to give people the value you're trying to give them, that's awesome. So myth debunked there. A lot of people in speaking or on video, they're afraid it's going to make it look like I'm reading notes. Who gives a crap? All right? You don't care about me using notes. You care about me giving you good content and good value. So here's the deal. A couple years back, one of my scheduling coordinators came on the job and was helping book me for speeches, calling meeting planners, booking the events. and was pretty new to it. And after a couple of weeks, I just about had like a nervous breakdown. Like it wasn't fitting her. It wasn't her thing. She was so nervous of getting to know, and she would just be nerve-wracked on the phone before she hit that final button to talk to him. And so what I had to do is I had her call different retail stores, which by the way do not hire public speakers. I had her call like these different electronic stores in different places, and I said, I will guarantee you're going to get a no. Because they don't hire speakers. She called one electronics store down the street, and when she said, hey, I need to talk to your person who books speakers, they started talking about GE and Bose, and they thought she was talking about speakers in your car or in your home entertainment center. And she did that like 10 or 15 times. Like she knew she was gonna get a no, it was gonna be weird. After that, she was fine. And she went on to like increase her income by 5 figures like over the next few months. And because of the commissions she was getting paid. So she got right over that. Like there's like this little great book out there called Go for No. And by the way, if you haven't read it, go freaking read it. But she did exactly that, and she got right over it. Because she just got the no's up front, and she's like, okay, that wasn't so bad. She failed a little bit, sort of in the direction she was trying to go. All right. So, and by the way, there's this old motivational cliche. I've been around the speaking industry so long now, at least 10 years now, and some people say action cures fear. I've heard that said. That's partially true, but it's not entirely true. Action does not cure fear, but what it does do is it defers fear. Action doesn't entirely cure fear, but it defers fear. When you're focused on getting something done, you can't be entirely focused on your fear of that thing either. It splits your focus, and you can't multi-focus. We can multitask, but we can't multi-focus. We can't focus on 2 things 100%. So it splits your focus. That's the power in it. Okay? And the thing about it is this. Again, people want to get out of the boat, but they don't want to get wet. Look, if you're going to do anything with your life that you're not going to regret, you're going to be glad you did it. You're going to have to get out. You have to be willing to get wet. Willing to get your toes wet, and sometimes willing to step out of the boat and go face first right into the waves, right into the ocean. Get a mouthful of salt water. You're choking on it. You're puking because it's so nasty. I used to live on the beach in Florida. That's how it is. All right. And again, you are going to regret your life if you allow yourself to continue to be held back and not do what you want to do because you're afraid, what are people going to think? What if I feel, look, at the end of your life, what are you going to feel like because you didn't try and you were too afraid and you lived a safe life and you didn't do what you really wanted to do? You never really found out who you were. You never found out what your real potential was. And now it's too late. Again, the clock is against you when you're old. You can't go back and do it again. You're going to regret your life and you're going to hate it. You're going to be mad at yourself and you're going to have nobody to blame except yourself. So, leave me a comment. How do you overcome the fear of failure? What is it you've done that you found works? Leave a comment because people need to see this. You all don't need to just hear me. You need to hear it from other people too. Everyone has their own ideas and their own experiences that help them, and something I say might not work for you, but it might help for these 10 other people, but something else this one person says might help this other person who didn't quite get it the way I said it. All right, so if you want more stuff like this, check me out at takebackyourlife.me, M-E, takebackyourlife.me. I have an entire online course about taking back control of your life, your sanity, and living the life that you want to live. It literally walks you step by step how to plan your day and get what you want and take back complete control of your life, physically, mentally, emotionally, so you can create the life and have the life that you want. And by the way, it's not just the life you want, it's the life that you were created to live.